It's time for Ascension River District Hospital's coverage of East China High School sports. CTV and Ascension River District Hospital bring you today's game along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware, and La Mache, the Murphy Inn.
Welcome into another edition of high school basketball here on CTV, getting ourselves ready for tip-off. Proud to be joined by head girls varsity basketball coach Darren Pietrzakowski. Coach, thanks for joining us here.
No, it's my pleasure.
Tonight, welcome into the Vikings here in the gym. Should be a good one, but first I want to kind of go backwards. This is your first time back here at home in a little bit. A lot of road games leading up to this point. What did you learn about your squad here on the road?
Well, you know, being on the road, we kind of figured out who we were and what we wanted to be. At the beginning of the year, we were kind of feeling out who was ready to play, what we could play, what we were good at before we got into non-league. Now we kind of discovered and we decided that we know our identity, and we're going to enforce our identity on our opponents and not play to their strengths and weaknesses. So. Being on the road, we built a lot of confidence, and a lot of the girls grew up and they got confidence in themselves.
Well, they're going to need a lot of confidence tonight. Welcome in a pretty good Marysville squad, historically a pretty good squad. What are we looking at here? We got Coach Ryan Ratzi in the house and his team. What kind of game plan we got here for them tonight?
Well, I tell you what, Marysville's where I want our program to be. He does a tremendous job. He's a tremendous coach. They're very senior-laid squad. They put a lot of pressure to play incredible defense. Like I said, they have a lot of seniors, leadership. Caitlin Kane's a heck of a ball player, maybe one of the better girls in our area. And I got nothing but tremendous respect for Coach Ratchi and what he's built there. And it'll be a good test for our girls, but I think we're ready for it. I think we gained a lot of confidence being down by 16 to another rival in Marine City, and I think we can build off that, and I hope we can give the fans, good crowd tonight, a good entertaining game.
Your thoughts? I think everybody around here has pretty much the same opinion about it, but when you bring a team like Marysville in, they're technically speaking first place in the division, but more so the location and the kids knowing each other. What does it kind of mean to see what will probably be one of the bigger crowds of your season here at St. Clair High School?
I mean, this is what high school sports about. You know, as a high school coach, you battle travel teams, AAU, stuff like that, but, you know, when you have games like this, it helps the program because you don't get these memories back, the high school experience and playing amongst your peers and people that you're in classroom and friends and family and even people I work with and know from the area and even was around when I used to play. So you don't get that with playing in the MAC and traveling to Warren and Sterling Heights and stuff. It's just not the same atmosphere, and a lot of times it's you have to get the girls built up to play that and get them excited to play there. Here, it's a lot easier to coach because they look outside. You can just feel the intensity and the atmosphere in the air, and that kind of does it for them. So if you can't get up for local rivals and playing against people that you went to school with, that you've competed with all year, then you know you should change sports.
Yep, check your pulse, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's talk a little bit big picture. I imagine in some ways what happens here tonight on this broadcast will impact a little bit big picture what your team wants to accomplish this year, but maybe share with us maybe some of your goals and where you want to see this season end up for your team.
For sure. You know, going into this year, we lost one of our the best players in the area, Christina Bohm. We lost Sarah Lohr. Two girls that are playing at collegiate level at SE4. We're extremely young. I do have 3 seniors, one that plays significant minutes, and Scott Gottler, but we are very young and we're kind of finding ourselves. So this year going into it, I wanted to be competitive and compete for the league. I didn't know just how good we're going to be. After watching them grow, get confidence in themselves, play against another veteran team in Marine City, this is a big game to see how far we've came and if we can compete for the league, and it starts here tonight. I mean, if we beat Marysville, it's a brand new start. Everyone's even up again, and nothing better than battling your rivals, Marine City and Marysville, for the league title.
Coach, great work there. That's a great way to get things started here on CTV. We've got the national anthem and the starting lineups after these messages here on CTV.
Appreciate you.
I'm Dr. Lee Bacheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
All right, welcome back to CTV. Tom Brenner now joined by Brad Robbins. Glad to have been joined there before the break by Coach Pietrzakowski. Brad, Coach Pietrzakowski said it. This is a measuring stick game. What should the Saints want to get out of this one?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. It's always nice to bring a team that's got, a winning culture, some winning players, and Caitlin Kane notably coming in for the Vikings. It's a way to put yourself up against a team that has won on a consistent basis, won league titles, and continues to do so, and see where you're at. And you get them on your home floor in a league contest, so it should be an exciting night, and it's a rivalry. So excited to watch some good girls basketball here at St. Clair High.
Tip coming up shortly. We've got the national anthem and the introduction of our starting lineups right now here on CTV. what a job there by Coach Parlarch. That's one of the more electric openings to a game we've had in a while.
No doubt. The production's great, and I like the fact that he, being a Canadian citizen, leads us into the national anthem for the United States of America. It's perfect.
Good call. And I've got to say, no offense to past performances, maybe because I had my headset on, the national anthem was at a much more reasonable level this time.
They had some adjustments throughout. We appreciate where it got to. I think the end result was good. We're going to put a little whiteout mark on the volume for the Katie Daniels rendition, St. Clair graduate, I think, class of 99.
Better too loud than too quiet, but it's been a little hot.
No doubt.
Appreciate it. So we got a nice start here. It's a Matt Gold showdown. St. Clair 6-4 overall. They're 1-1 in the gold. Marysville 8-2, 2-0 in the gold. I think this time I actually got my records right this time.
We got it. You didn't do the games behind and include them. I think this may be the rare scenario where we have to determine who jumps. This does not happen often, so you're getting a treat here tonight. Referee Tom Mayu is looking like he knows the rule. The two players that tied up without established possession had to go to the circle to establish it, and it goes to the Vikings.
Marysville ends up winning that retip. Control the basketball. Swing this thing around. 20 is Caitlin Kane. Keep your eyes on her. Yourself and Coach Pietrzakowski both mentioned her. She's one of the better players in the area. It goes up, denied there by Sky Gottler. Ball out of bounds, stays with Marysville.
Yeah, Kane's starting to gather some offers from some smaller schools, but like you mentioned, for the area, just a really good player. I can remember her as a middle schooler kind of dominating games, and now as a high schooler, her game's developed quite a bit. She's got the ability to get you for 20, and that's kind of a rarity. So in high school sports, a kid that can go out and get 20, she's one of them. You got to keep your eye on her.
Madeline Smith went up with a tough shot, but was fouled, so she's at the line shooting 2. Knocks down the first one. Foul there was on Aaron Saros. Second free throw up, one rolls off the rim, off the glass and in. Both free throws good. 2-0 Marysville, 26 seconds into this contest.
Got a 1-2-2 press here by the Vikings. They usually will drop into that in the half court as well. And they love to trap corners if you go there.
Gottler gets it over to Malcolm, looking inside at Schindler. Not quite there. She's fronted. Little size mismatch down there. Smith in there on Schindler. Schindler quietly calling for the basketball. She's in there. Once again, little help sides, maybe scaring the Saints. Saros long 3, no good. Offensive rebound up, no good. Zimmer after it. Malcolm after it. Ball is loose, heading towards the sideline. Malcolm gathers it to Saros.
Good job by the Saints getting a little extra hustle possession here. And on the backside, Zimmer, nice rebound. Got to get that put back.
A little held ball, going to stay with the Saints. They did try to get it into Schindler that time around. Mentioned Coach Pietrzakowski, mentioned Coach Ryan Ratchey and the Vikings, always a team to contend for a league or a district title every year. Marysville going to push it up ahead. They get it up to Smith, goes up off glass, no good. Rebound there by Saros. Saros going to push it. She's 1 on basically 4, turns the basketball over. Knocks the basketball out of bounds, stays with the Vikings.
Saros, really nice job. She does give you the ability, Aaron does, of somebody who can rebound the basketball and not have to do an immediate outlet. I think that time got a little out in front of her skis with no numbers, but certainly has the ability to handle the basketball. So that's a nice luxury for Coach Pietro to have.
34 is Kara Miller. She has the basketball right now, looking to swing it around. Goes backdoor cut to Kane. Kane off glass, good.
Always something that's in the scouting report, and we see it. That's just kind of a locally loved play. Coach Disserath and the boys ran it the other day against Lance Cruz. You'll see it from Port Huron Northern. And everybody called it Albion, and there's some Albion ties in that Ratchey family, and there you see it take shape early on for a bucket.
Zimmer jumper was no good. Kane comes away with it. She pushes it up ahead. 21 is Avery Walters. She goes up with it, good.
Nice catch and finish there. Got herself set, did the 5'9" lanky sophomore, and a nice bucket for the Vikings.
Kane gets a turnover here for Marysville. I think that'll be on the floor before she finished.
Vikings putting the pressure on right now.
First foul on Peyton Malcolm. Marysville keeps the basketball. Triggering is Anna Oles. Oles gets it into Smith. She'll gather things back up top, gets it across to Miller. Miller swinging it over to 21. Walters They get it inside. Tough defense there from the Saints. 3-ball. First one of the night for either team is up. Rattles out. Rebounded inside there by Walters once again. Held ball going to stay with Marysville.
Really nice job defensively of moving her feet by Audrey Schindler, the sophomore underneath. Kind of building a wall. Saints got to find a way to get that rebound and not give it back on the, now it's a held ball, but you don't want that tied up. I think Coach Pietrzakowski was frustrated. You got to stop. You got to finish it up.
Tough look there. Pretty decent look. Missed the shot. 6-0 Marysville here early on. Once again, another held ball going to stay with the Saints. No change of possession on these.
No, it turns out that every jump ball is timed up perfectly on that end of the floor.
Gottler going to get it in. This one's going to be stolen away. Saints are after it, but look it up ahead. Smith has it once again. Met by Malcolm. Shot no good. Good job by Peyton Malcolm to get back. Shot on the follow-up no good from Kane. Goes out of bounds to the Saints.
An uncharacteristic miss from Kane there. Good fortune for the Saints, and she taps it out of bounds. Saints going to have to deal with this 1-2-2 and the pressure that it's putting on underneath.
Gottler gets it across the timeline. Schindler turnover there. Kane with it. Kane brings it back for the Vikings. Forces the issue, gets into the paint with ease, goes up, count that one, and a foul there for Caitlin Kane.
Kane with the steal on this end in the middle of that press, turns it around, goes coast to coast, draws the foul. Just putting some of that talent that we talked about at the outset on display early here.
Second foul on Peyton Malcolm. Zimmer goes to the bench. Free throw for Kane is no good, but an offensive rebound for the Vikings. That's tough, down 8-0. 3-ball on its way up off glass, good. That's 14. That's Megan Winston, who just entered the game off the bench. 11-0 Marysville. Saros brings it across, gets it over. Gottler fakes, gets to the baseline, picks up her dribble, gets it back up top. Malcolm long two, up good. Saints end their scoring drought. Peyton Malcolm with a long two-pointer.
Good there for the Saints just to see one go in, try to steal a little bit of the momentum back. Good answer, however, for the Vikings. And you peek over, Coach Pietrzakowski not happy, gets the timeout.
Gracie Fogarty with an easy bucket, so 5 quick bench points there as Fogarty just came into the game as well. 13-2, 4:24 left here in the first. Marysville finding themselves with some easy buckets here early.
Saints having a hard time getting anything going in rhythm. That was the first jumper there at the at our end that seemed to be in rhythm and on time in the last few possessions. The the Vikings applying that pressure with the press is giving the Saints fits right now.
Saints going to return with Schindler, Cole, Saros, Gottler, and Malcolm. Mentioned a couple of Marysville substitutions, made an immediate impact there. So 5 bench points for the Vikings, Fogarty and Winston. Vikings drop back. Malcolm with the basketball, brings it across. Just about halfway through the first quarter here on CTV. Madison Cole gets it across. Kane got a hand on it, going to go out of bounds and stay with St. Clair.
Ball movement and tighty skip passes are going to be important if they want to get this zone to shift. Although right now it does look like Marysville out of the timeout went to man. Probably a veteran, solid move.
Saros in the corner does a good job of keeping her dribble alive. Tries to hand it off to Schindler. She's inside, going to have to go up with it. Does, misses. Brought away by Kane and the Vikings. 4 minutes on the clock. Kane slows things down, gets the Vikings set up, forces it inside. Fogarty kicks it back out. Little drive, kick, 3 on its way, up, long. Rebound by Saros.
Saros continues to do a good job on the glass. Tough shot off the dribble there for the Vikings, so a good job by the Saints getting a one and done.
Malcolm goes by her defender, goes up with it, long. Rebound by Schindler, goes
Good
up
rebound.
off glass. Marysville foul here.
Nice job there by Audrey Schindler, using that size to her advantage. Good strong player with some pretty good hands that we're seeing on display. And that time draws the foul, going up, try to get a putback for the Saints.
First personal and team foul for Marysville, 1 against 34, Kara Miller. First free throw for Schindler is up and good. Give the Saints 3 now. They're down 10. This free throw make would bring it down to single digits for Coach Pietrzakowski and the Saints. Schindler's second one on its way. Looks good, it is.
Nice touch there by 44.
Saints with a little pressure. Sky Gottler at least pressuring the basketball. 3.5 to go here in the first. Vikings do get it across. Swing it around, almost stolen there by Saros. Ball on the deck. Ball still loose. Held ball going to stay with the Vikings. One of these times the defense is going to be rewarded and get the basketball.
That's been the theme of the night so far. We probably had 6 held balls, including the one that started the basketball game under some unique circumstances. But it indicates hustle plays. Aaron Saros did a nice job there getting on the floor and being tough. Maybe one area that the Saints can exploit a little bit about the Vikings. I'm looking across and just as an observation, seems like the Saints, at least on the perimeter, and now with Kane off the floor, might have a size advantage and maybe a little bit of a strength advantage down low. So at this particular time, you got to get Sky Gottler to apply that pressure and then get Audrey Schindler involved down in the paint. Maddie Cole as well.
Foul there, went against Furlan. At the line now for Marysville was Megan Winston. First free throw was no good.
Winston just banked in that 3 a moment ago.
Second one's also no good, and this time Furlan comes away with it. Oh, threw a hot one at Malcolm, couldn't handle it, and the Vikings come away with it. Winston with the basketball. She's gotten herself into the lane with ease so far. Another drive. Vikings getting into the paint, and this one's up and good there. I think that was 24.
Tough little shot. Runner through the lane over top of the outstretched arms of Audrey Schindler and still goes in.
Excuse me, that was 22, Sydney Hillendorf. Sky Gottler 3 is long. Saints up for the offensive rebound. That up hitting Sky. Back into the hands of Fogarty. Vikings push. This one going to go out of bounds and go to the Saints. 2:37 on the clock. Marysville 15, St. Clair 4. Peyton Malcolm with the basketball. Saints trying to cut down this lead a little bit. Got to get something going on this end of the floor, though, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it feels early, but it's getting late quick. With 15-4, the Saints are going to have to find some type of offensive rhythm because that right there has been the story of the first.
Fogarty came away with a nice steal, but stepped out of bounds. Basketball going to go back to the Saints. That's one of those situations you saw Coach Ratzi clapping. It's like, you know what? That's okay. You stepped out of bounds. No harm done. Came away with a steal.
Trying to get a jump stop and a pivot, and that's, it's not a silly mistake. You'll tolerate those.
Yep. Drive here by Furlan, tosses it up to Schindler, goes off glass, no good. She goes for the offensive rebound in the hands of Gottler. Malcolm 3 from the top, misses. Schindler after it again, goes out of bounds to the Marysville Vikings.
Good possession there by the Saints. Got to look on the interior. Got to look from 3. All in rhythm. Just got to knock some shots down. Audrey Schindler coming out, getting a sub. She might have been a little bit fortunate right there to not get a pushing call. So we'll take the out of bounds and the possession to the Vikings. Saints going to apply pressure here. This might be a way for Coach Pietrzakowski to try and find some offense off of this press.
Marysville to break it down. Corner 3 is up and long into the hands of Furlan. Peyton Malcolm with under 2 minutes to go here. Saints down 11, 15-4. Malcolm with it up top. Saints trying to get that offense going here. Malcolm tries to go by Kane, bounces it over to Furlan. She's got it. She's guarded by Winston. Ball goes out of bounds, but stays with St. Clair. Nice little student section for the Vikings over there.
They came out. They're winning the battle.
Saints.
Yeah, it's not bad, but they're the ones that we're noticing right now, although their team's got the momentum, so that helps.
Malcolm with it, tries to get in the paint, cut off. Gottler on the wing, goes by her defender, loses the basketball into the hands of Zimmer. Zimmer bounces to Malcolm, 1.5 minutes to go.
Just man-to-man help side defense here for the Vikings. That's a good cut by Sky Gottler. Oh, just can't get it to go, but a really nice back cut and feed.
Vikings push it up, goes out of bounds, back to the Saints. Sky went up, that one hurt too. A lot of contact down there. Sky's going to go out of the game. Paris Henderson going to enter the basketball game for Sky Gottler.
Senior for senior there. Only 3 of them on the Saints roster.
Saints get it across. They move it up quick. Henderson with it. Going to come in and shoot immediately. Goes up. Just missed. After the basketball here. Ball's on the deck. Back come the Vikings.
3-on-1.
Bounce pass up off glass is long. Ends up going up the top of the backboard. Out of bounds to St. Clair.
Pretty good job there by the Saints. It was obviously an odd player situation, and the one back did a nice job making the pass be late and then making the shot difficult. Obviously difficult as it went over the backboard and goes back to the Saints.
Under a minute to play here in the first quarter on CTV. Kane after the basketball again in the hands of Madison Cole. See what the call is here. It's going to be a foul, I believe, on Kane. That is the case.
Just her first.
15-4, Marysville on top here. Furlan going to inbound the basketball for St. Clair. Henderson and Cole. It's that little screen, ends up in the hands of Cole. Cole drives, tough looking shot, but a foul. Going to be called here on Marysville.
Going to give it to him on the floor, send it down. Tabitha Furlan going to inbound.
All of a sudden the Vikings with 3 team fouls. Long 2 on its way here, no good. Into the hands for Marysville of number 12. That's Madeline Smith. Smith with it, back cut. Kane gonna go up with it, tough shot, good. Give Kane 6 points out of the 17 for Marysville. 25 seconds on the clock. Stolen away once again by Marysville. Nice play here. They force it up, get it ahead. Good fake, up off glass, rolls around and in for 21. That's Avery Walters, her 4th point of the night.
A little bit of a scoring barrage here for the Vikings. The Saints were holding them at bay for a good amount of time. And then with under a minute left in the first, they got a little run going here.
19-4, St. Clair basketball with 7 seconds on the clock.
Saints
they get it in. Furlan here. Let's see if they got some awareness of the clock here. 4, 3 on the clock. 2, 1. Furlan with it, gets it into Zimmer. Going to be no shot as time expires on the first quarter. 19-4. You kind of mentioned it. I think the key there for a while was just a flurry there for Marysville.
Yeah, that was, it was 15-4, and it stayed there for a good couple of minutes. Marysville was a little out of sorts and turning the ball over when they were trying to get going quick. The Saints didn't capitalize, and Marysville scores to end the quarter a couple times, stealing the momentum right back.
Malcolm with 2, Schindler with 2 for the Saints. The game high goes to Marysville's Caitlin Kane. Walters with 4. Winston, Hilgendorf, and Fogarty all contribute 7 off the bench. We're back with second quarter action here on CTV.
La Mache is open in the south end of St. Clair's Riverview Plaza. La Mache, an artisan's experience, soon filled with over 40 unique artisans under one roof. Individual spaces with their own vibe, handmaids, pottery, French candies and jellies, Halloween, Christmas, candles, pottery. Walk through the halls of La Mache and see the individual booths that everyone's talking about. La Mache, an artisan's experience in the south end of the Riverview Plaza.
Welcome back to CTV. Glad to have high school basketball back on the air. Glad to have the Saints varsity girls basketball team back at home. They were on the road for a little while. Got to hear Coach Pietrzakowski in our pregame interview talk about what he learned about his team, and he talked a lot about the fact that they were kind of able to find their identity and kind of figure out how to use his players where he saw fit. And we're going to see now what the identity of this team is probably here in the second quarter.
You're going to find out what you're made of real quick. You go down 19-4, a 15-point deficit, and really stagnant offensively. Most of that just due to the fact that Marysville's got a lot of experience and doing a really good job defensively. But solving that and the process of solving that and continuing to play tough and hang in will prove to coach kind of all he needs to know about his basketball team here on his home floor.
And Saints send out a similar lineup, and Zimmer banks in a 3. Good start to the second quarter.
We are all square on bank threes here tonight. Winston with 1 and Zimmer with 1.
Vikings going to come back, see if they can respond. 13 is Anna Oles. They drive it in, can't get it, but an offensive rebound there by 21. That's Avery Walters. They get it inside. Smith with a wild one off glass, and that's going to count with a foul.
Rare occasion, goes kind of with the left hand, and it hit rim first, then backboard, then in. A little bit of a tough break for the end one there. Nonetheless, credit to Madeline Smith for that play as she goes to the line to finish the 3-point play.
Foul one against Ashlyn Zimmer, her first. 5th foul on the Saints. Vikings have 3 team fouls. Free throw on its way is up and good for Madeline Smith. She's got 5 on the night. Marysville 22, St. Clair 7. Saints push it up, going to go off the hands of Zimmer, out of bounds.
Gottler doing a good job against Kara Miller, just putting that little bit of pressure on, nothing easy for her. Gottler went out for a minute with a hip check on a good drive to the basket. Good to see her back and moving quickly.
Tough shot rolls in and out there for Kara Miller. Saros brings it back across, forcing the issue, gets to the baseline, picks up her dribble, going to get it across, stolen away off the hands of Schindler. This will go out of bounds to Marysville.
Right now, Saints offense kind of operating in difficult positions against that defense, moving it into the corner too quick. And then when they do go to the middle, it's just a touch late or it requires a skip pass.
22-7, Marysville with the basketball. Kane keeps her dribble alive, gets in the paint, still going. Tough shot, going to go out of bounds. I believe that'll be St. Clair basketball. No, going to stay with Marysville, and they're going to correct it.
I was going to, I didn't see a signal for a tip or anything, and she kind of split the defenders with a no call. I didn't see how that would have gone there, but, just like anybody else, made a mistake and fixed it, and it's going the correct way.
Well, the basketball stayed with the offense so many times, they just got used to it.
Yeah, on that play, it seemed like it should, but if you don't have a foul there, nobody touched it.
Brought back there by Smith. Vikings going to gather it. Kane going to try a three here. Misses. Schindler fights away a rebound. They needed a stop like that.
Between Schindler and Saros, doing a really nice job on the glass. Just got to cash in at this end. Find a scorer.
Malcolm with it on the wing. Going to challenge Kane to the baseline. Swings it around. Gottler, three on its way. Would be big if it can rattle in. Doesn't. Schindler keeps it alive. Zimmer goes up. No good. Schindler still battling. Off glass. Still no good. Gets her miss again. Still no good. Rebounded by Smith.
Another good possession. We've seen a few of those from the Saints. There's just a lid on it right now. That startup shot by Sky Gottler was good. The putback attempt by Zimmer went off the heel. And then Schindler with really two quality opportunities because she's doing such a good job on the glass. You feel for a kid. You want those to go in and be rewarded for all the hustle.
Smith's trying to get it inside. Couldn't quite do it. The Vikings turn it over, and Coach Pietrzakowski getting called timeout. Squad down 15, 22-7, 5:41 left on the clock. Neither team in terrible foul trouble. 5 team fouls for the Saints, 3 for Marysville. Madeline Smith has 5 points now for the Vikings. Caitlin Kane still with 6. Scoreless here in the second so far. It's still early. Ashlyn Zimmer with that banked in 3. Gives the Saints their 7 points total after Malcolm got a 2 and Schindler hit 2 free throws.
Now, I don't know that if they had been shooting well that this effort would be enough to have 22, but I think something like 22-15 would be much more realistic as far as how the Saints have played. So, got to stay the course here. I think if you're Coach Pietrzakowski, some of that conversation has to be about how you're going to take advantage of the matchup with Audrey Schindler. She's just dominating in the paint. And a nice set play to start to get a bucket. I think that was for Malcolm.
Yep, Peyton Malcolm was working on Kane, gets a bucket. Saints now have 9. They've cut it down to 13. Imagine the goal is to get it back to 10. Sometime here in the near future. Vikings trying to work it around. No dribble. Gets it over to Kane. She's wide open for 3 from the top. Long. Rebounded by Saros. They've gotten a couple stops. Got to answer them with buckets now. It's kind of one of those things where it's almost like football, right? You can't be field goals. It's got to be touchdowns.
No, you got to score some touchdowns. Got to be buckets. Absolutely. And I like that they were trying to get the basketball into that matchup. I think there's something to be found there. But there is that tricky part, too. If you have guards out on the perimeter under pressure, it's easy to say throw it into the big kid. It's just difficult sometimes to do it in a way that's successful. And right there you saw good defense by Marysville. Saints weren't able to execute.
Fogarty and Winston just checked back in for Ryan Ratsey's Vikings. Here's Kane with a floater, long, rebounded inside, off the hands of the Vikings, out of bounds to Saints. Anna Oles was after it, but couldn't quite handle it. 4:40 on the clock, 22-9, Marysville on top. Saros with it, a little bit of pressure from the Vikings. They get it across, Malcolm. Back across, Saros thought about the 3. Instead, going to kick it over to Zimmer. Goes inside, little contact, keeps her dribble alive. Inside, Saros up, no good. Schindler there, off glass, good.
Nice possession there, a little turnaround jumper by Saros. And as we've seen the last few trips, they're going to get an offensive foul here as Ashlyn Zimmer moving her feet, getting in position. very nice job. You don't see it often or as often in the girls' game, but just an excellent job there. Takes the charge and gets another possession.
Foul was on 14. Megan Winston, her second of the night, fourth Marysville team foul. Heading towards 4 minutes to play here in the second on CTV. Saints open it up with a nice second quarter. They've got 7-3 run going here on Marysville. Gottler gets it over to Malcolm. Schindler loses the handle, going to go into the hands of Saros. Back over to Malcolm. A little better ball movement from the Saints as well.
Seem much more under control right now, do the Saints. Just a little more patient and poised in their approach. And here Schindler's going to get another putback because there's not an answer for her in a Navy uniform right now.
4 second quarter points for Audrey Schindler. She's got 6 on the night. All 6 of them seem huge. Saints have it down to 9, 22-13. Vikings working it inside. Kane with it. Cut off by Malcolm. Does a nice job. She loses the handle off of a teammate. Tough jumper up, but it's blocked away by Zimmer.
Good couple of possessions there for the Saints. Oh,
Saros would be a big-time bucket. Short into the hands of Kane. Look good. Vikings going to push it. They get it up ahead. Fogarty with it. Takes a dribble. Stolen away by Saros. Ball on the deck. Still on the deck. It's under bodies. Nobody even has it, and Zimmer comes away with it. 3 minutes to go. Zimmer pushing it up ahead. It's 2-on-3. Schindler thought about a 3. Zimmer with it once again. Probably a good time to calm it down. They do. Malcolm in the corner. Saros 3. Rolls around. No good. Schindler there again. Off glass, rolls around, no good. Vikings got the position. They have it inside. I think they're going to get a personal foul here against the Saints.
I don't mind it. Honestly, at this point, you kind of got to see what you can get away with. Bodies on the floor at this end. That putback rattles out, and you just kind of went after it there. You're right there if you can get that steal and get a putback. And I think just in terms of setting a tone, the Saints have just turned it up a notch here on the Vikings. I don't think they're as comfortable as they've been for the first quarter and obviously for the most of the second quarter as well. So the Saints have a little bit of momentum, and it was okay. Try to capitalize on that right here.
2.5 to go. Saros went to the bench. Cole entered the game. Vikings going to work it inside to Walters. Walters cut off by Zimmer. Walters dribbling around in the paint. Been in there for a long time. That's going to be a 3-second call. Usually you take 3 or 4 dribbles.
Yeah, you don't get that kind of time. You got to get a shot up just in the middle of the paint like that. Becomes pretty obvious, and the right call was made. Ball goes back to the home team.
22-13, heading towards 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Saints get it across the timeline. Gottler swings it across, but it's turned over. Kane with a steal. It's a 2-on-1. Kane pushing it ahead. That just went out of bounds.
Not sure if that was tipped.
I think that's St. Clair basketball.
They pointed for Vikings basketball, and I'm not quite sure.
I think outside of a foul, that would have been St. Clair ball from what I was seeing, but I'm probably wrong. I'm way up here. They're right there in the action.
Furlan does a good job stepping in front. Couldn't gather it.
2:04 on the clock. Kane going to trigger here for the Vikings. Malcolm with a couple hands up, trying to make things difficult for her. Gets it in pretty easily. Fake on the 3. They get in the paint, no dribble. Back up top, screen. Swing it back around. Walters with it. She's met by Furlan. Furlan crosses over to her left, gets in the paint. Cole almost came away with a steal. Kane, tough pull-up jumper is up, no good. Into the hands of Sky Gottler. 1:45 on the clock, pushes it up to Cole. Cole going to go up with the right hand, no good. Furlan with it. Stolen away here by the Vikings, and a foul going to go against Furlan. Maybe a little bit out of frustration after the miss.
Yeah, I was going to say just that. That was a frustration foul. I think you get the layup right there that was missed, and then to the try on the putback, and trying to get it all back at once, and foul a long way away from the bucket.
At the line for the Vikings, number 12, Madeline Smith.
Madeline Smith at the line. Foul did go against Furlan. It's her second of the game. Peyton Malcolm and Tabitha Furlan both with 2 fouls apiece. 7 for the Saints. The 1-and-1 first free throw is up and no good. Schindler with the rebound. I think we got a little lane violation here against the Saints.
Ooh. Hey, it's Furlan out on the perimeter, entered in the arc before the ball hit the rim. So that's going to reset the 1-and-1.
Madeline Smith will get a redo here, and this time it's up and still no good. A little bit of a ball don't lie situation, and the Saints come away with it down 9. Cole with it, fakes. Gottler thought about the 3, pulls it back out under a minute and a half to go now.
Big possession here, feels like, for the Saints. They can find their way to a good look at a bucket.
Furlan drives, she's cut off, loses the basketball out of bounds, and they're going to keep it here with the Saints. Sky Gottler with the basketball under their own bucket. They get it in. Malcolm thought about the 3. Gottler gonna drive, float one off glass. Oh, rolls out.
Seen 3 or 4 of those.
Smith gets in. What a steal by Sky Gottler. She came in with a steal and a Marysville foul.
Way to poke her hand right in there, get a little pickpocket, and then a frustration foul from the Vikings there as Gottler was about to lead the break. It ultimately might have been a good foul for the Vikings because there was a 2-on-1 pending. This will give the Vikings a chance to set up their defense, make a substitution, get Kara Miller in the game for Madeline Smith.
Smith picked up her first foul of the game. 1:05 on the clock. Marysville 22, St. Clair 13. So the Vikings are in the bonus. Saints still a couple Marysville fouls away from getting that luxury. Cole with a drive, a floater, no good. Schindler there once again, this time up and good. She's got 6 here in the second, all on follow-ups.
Recipe right now, attack the rim, and if you miss, have Audrey Schindler clean up the mess. Nothing wrong with that. She's doing a great job.
22 is Hilgendorf. They went up with that one, no good. Here comes Sky Gottler, 36 seconds on the clock. Marysville's going after her. She goes up with a tough one, no good. Bodies everywhere, and a blocking foul going to be called here against the Vikings. I believe they're going to get 22. Sydney Hilgendorf.
My eyes went off of the actual process of trying to take the charge. I'm assuming that was what was attempted.
That's her first team 6.
Yeah, there was a slow-moving process there from what I could see.
She'll shoot 2.
Call this a shooting foul, and Sky will get 2 shots at it here, down 7. First one is up and good. Gives Sky her first point of the night. Kane going to go out of the game for the Vikings with 31 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
Extended halftime for Kane unless the situation calls for it. Don't want to get a silly foul. Saints have worked their way back into this basketball game a little bit here with a 6-point deficit.
Second free throw is up and no good. The Vikings will push things forward with about 20 seconds on the clock here. They try to get it inside, stolen away by Cole. Malcolm with it, 15 seconds.
Clock awareness will be a factor here as well. The Saints didn't do a great job of it in the first quarter, but they were an entirely different team than the one that played in the first quarter, so I'm expecting them to get a shot here.
Ball goes out of bounds. Going to stay with the Saints with 7 seconds on the clock.
Couple of substitutions here. Probably to get an offensive look.
Zimmer and Serro's going to come in. Schindler and Cole going to go out of the ball game.
Maybe adding some shooters to the mix.
Sky Gottler going to get it in. Saints got to go in a hurry once they do get it. They get it in. Zimmer with it. Needs a little help. Stolen away. Ball on the deck with 3 on the clock. 2. Gottler hoists from way back at half court and almost banked it in. Nice effort by the Saints. Our score right now heading into halftime, Marysville 22, St. Clair 16. Got to total it up here. We got it 6, 9, 11. We got it 12 points for the Saints in the second quarter and just 3.
3, that's right. 3
for Marysville here in the second quarter. So a big, we talked about it going into the second quarter that Coach Pietrzakowski may have learned a little bit about his team. I would say that was the case.
Yeah, I think that's the conversation at the half. Your Coach Pietrzakowski, they had a decision to make after that first quarter and about everything went wrong. It would have been really easy for his team to kind of pack it in and just submit to what was about to happen. They did the total opposite. They found some things that worked. They regained their poise. They took a deep breath, and they've got themselves in a basketball game. 6-point deficit, that's no big deal. That's 2 possessions, and you're going to build on that. But you got good players and good coaches on the other side, so you got to make your adjustments and try to keep that momentum in the second half.
The only Viking points there in the second frame were from Madeline Smith, who had a field goal and a free throw. So that means that Caitlin Kane went scoreless there in the second after opening up the first frame with 6. Audrey Schindler then responds with 6 of her own in the second. She's got 8 on the night. She's the game high leading scorer so far in the basketball game. Marysville 22, St. Clair 16. We're coming back with a big-time second half after these messages on CTV.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, hit play. Hey, at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our charming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The Inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Austin Barney on the camera as always, doing a nice job. Got a nice basketball game going here. Marysville in town for a Matt Gold showdown. The Vikings with 22, the Saints with 16. Big time second quarter from Coach Pete Czerkowski's Saints. Got things back in order after a little bit of a tough first quarter, Brad.
Yeah, they had every opportunity to kind of quit on it with a 19-4 deficit, and the momentum clearly in the on the bench of the Vikings, and the Saints did a really good job of staying the course, getting themselves back in a basketball game. They found some things that worked against that Vikings defense, one of them being Audrey Schindler and her dominance in the paint, and they've solved some of those issues, and right there you can see that they learned quickly as that backdoor play that worked earlier did not work this time. So the Saints doing all the right things. They've kind of gathered themselves, and I expect a competitive basketball game until the zeros hit.
Zimmer and Schindler did a nice job there defensively, caused the Viking turnover. Back come the Saints. Saros with it, going to drive. Bounces it to Malcolm. Malcolm back up top to Zimmer. They might have had Schindler there if she looked over her shoulder. Saros drives baseline. Met there. A lot of contact. No call, and it's good there for Aaron Saros.
Gets some momentum going to the bucket and makes it a 4-point game. Saints still kind of holding on to that poise and momentum that we saw throughout that second quarter. I think they've got some belief.
Kara Miller with the basketball, guarded by Sky Gottler. Minute gone by, 22-18. Vikings still on top, but the Saints are chipping away. Little drive by Smith, tough shot goes in. Madeline Smith, give her 7 on the night. That's the toughest bucket we've seen so far, and I think she's the one who had the circus shot earlier.
She did with the N1. That was just another one. I mean, not much to criticize defensively. Just a pretty good job and a heck of a shot by Madeline Smith.
Viking lead back to 6. Zimmer with it, needs a little help. Malcolm did a nice job to cut, goes up off glass, no good. Sorry, back rim. Vikings come away with it. Saros tried to come away with a steal. Vikings gather and bring it back over the timeline. Kara Miller gets it in the corner. Smith with it once again. Free throw line, keeps her dribble alive, goes in. That might be a travel, and it is.
Tried to sidestep the defense that time, and why not? She's had such success. I think she was going to go right back to the little flip. One too many steps. Ball back to the home team.
Peyton Malcolm with the basketball. 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Malcolm over the top, gets it to Gottler. Met briefly by 2 defenders. Picks it up, gets it back over to Peyton. Peyton going to drive. Met there by Kane. Bounce to Zimmer. Saints being patient. Malcolm trying to get it inside to Schindler. They turn it over. Back comes Smith and the Vikings.
Tried to force it a little bit there. Not in position yet with Schindler, and they try to get it in there. Here the Vikings go to work on Schindler, and she comes away with good defense and a rebound.
Anna Oles couldn't quite finish it there for Marysville. Schindler with it in the high post. Zimmer 3 on its way up short. Rebounded there by the Vikings. 21 is Avery Walters. Vikings push it. Smith's all by herself. She got away all alone. Easy bucket there for Madeline Smith. 4 in the third, 9 total.
Pretty good job by Kara Miller. As soon as she got it, checked, got her eyes up, and noticed that she had a teammate way down and was able to capitalize on the easy bucket.
Saros with it, drives baseline, got by Kane. Tough shot, no good. Schindler, of course, there for the offensive rebound and a bucket.
Right there, that exact thing is what we saw multiple times in that second quarter that was so successful for the Saints. Just kind of drive it, and if you get it, great. And if you don't, Schindler's able to kind of clean up. She's got an advantage.
26-20, both teams with 4, so I had bucket for bucket here so far in the third. Kane missed it. Zimmer rips it away.
Kane with that miss. She's been pretty quiet, and that's been good for the Saints, doing a nice job on her defensively. Shut her out in the second quarter, and she's the impact player that we mentioned at the outset.
And also there by Anna Oles, and knock it away. Or trying to get the basketball to Sky Gottler, who now tries to get it in for the Saints. Has to go with a tough pass across the court. Tipped away by Kane. Into the hands of Smith. Smith bounces it across, loses the handle. Gottler after it. Ball on the deck. Held ball. And this time it's going the other way.
That is the first one we've had that's changed the direction of the possession of the basketball. So that one is going to go the long way, and the Saints benefit from that.
Man, I've been waiting for that.
But really, ultimately, that rush there by the Vikings not coming away with points. That's a big spot because Sky Gottler got down there, kind of poked it away, and was able to come up with the basketball.
That's a good response for the Saints after a turnover. They try to answer down 6. Gottler with it now. 3 ball on its way. It goes off glass and rim. No good. 14 is Megan Winston. She brings it across for the Vikings halfway through the third quarter. Miller with it, takes a screen. Gottler took a tough one. This 3 is up and good there for Kara Miller. Her first points of the night are a 3 ball.
An official's timeout.
Oh, I think they were just correcting the possession arrow. It was still favoring the Saints.
Oh, they didn't switch the arrow. Okay.
Yep, so the arrow there is now switched there by Bill Duro.
Now the official's just chatting and catching up.
Looks like he's maybe looking for a little bit of Coach Parlarge's popcorn.
And we're back to it here. Possession arrow is correct. 9-point deficit after the 3-pointer from Miller, so Saints got to find a bucket.
It's amazing what a 3 can do at times. The Saints were chipping away, and that 3 just makes it a big deal. And this one's a big deal, too. That 3 is wiped out by Madison Cole, who knocks one down herself.
Really big answer there. Keeps you right in the basketball game.
Nice bounce pass there from Fogarty, but the Saints clean it up. Schindler's having a big impact on the basketball game. 29-23, Vikings still on top. Peyton Malcolm with the basketball, brings it across. Gottler, Malcolm, they're looking for that high post, but the Vikings are collapsing down. Zimmer goes up with it, good.
Nice job. Good little shot there in the short corner by Ashlyn Zimmer. She's hit a couple of big ones today.
Down to a 4-point game, 29-25, Vikings with it. Get it across, Kane, guarded by Malcolm, spins, tough shot, goes up off glass, no good. Schindler, another rebound.
Peyton Malcolm along with Audrey Schindler doing a really good job on Caitlin Kane right now. She's frustrated.
Zimmer, a long 2 goes up. He can't get it, but follows up her own miss. Gottler, long 2, foot was on the line, good. Sky's first field goal of the night brings the Saints to within 2. Oh, they called that a 3. That was absolutely a 2, but the Saints will take it. I don't think I saw the official raise his hands.
Blatantly called that a 2-pointer. I think they need to get that clarified right now. I think that's what they're going to do. I think you're going to get 29-27 and the Vikings on the line. There was no signal for a 3. Yeah. That was a 2.
Number 14, Megan Winston.
Who did they get that foul on? Did you happen to see?
I did not. I was trying to see if they were going to correct that. They got it fixed.
So they fixed the scoreboard.
Correctable error. And while that was being questioned, the Vikings were on the hunt for points. Get to the foul line and make good on it.
Winston knocked down the first one. Second one on its way is no good. Zimmer with the rebound. So we may find out who that foul was on here eventually if we see someone exit. But for the meantime, we won't worry about it. Cole, Saints down 3. Schindler in the high post. Swarm of Vikings got to her. Saints swing it around. The ball movement has been way better for the Saints since that first quarter.
The first 6 minutes were brutal, and ever since then, the Saints have gotten much better.
Cole missed. Rebound there by Winston. Hands it off here to Miller. Miller going to bring it up, push it ahead. Cole with a steal. Easy coming down the sideline. I think they're going to get a foul here on Kane.
Really nice job of going on the attack. Caitlin Kane's got to relent there because there's not much good that's going to come of that for her. Pretty big substitution here for the Vikings.
That was one of those where you might be a coin flip of whether the official just says out of bounds or a foul because she's heading into no man's land.
Right. Good fortune.
The Saints will
there.
take that decision.
Say good fortune there for the Saints, but part of it came from the fact that Maddie Cole was able to get a steal, and then she was on the,
she's the aggressor.
She's the aggressor, so she's on the attack. You can't just go take up space.
Saints got to toss it in. Saros cutting. I think they're going to get a foul here on 13. That is the case. So the foul on Anna Oles, her first of the night. Tabitha Furlan entered the ball game for the Saints dead before that foul. It's 30-27, Marysville on top. This quarter flying by, a minute and 52 to go here. Erin Saros at the line. Free throw up, rolls around, no good.
It's a good looking shot there. Did everything but go in.
2 Marysville fouls, 1 for the Saints. Both teams in great shape in that regard. Second free throw for Saros, this time is up and good. She's got 3 on the night, all 3 of them here in the third. 30-28 now. Saints need another stop. Oles with the basketball, going to get it around. A whistle here and a timeout for Ryan Ratchey and the Vikings with 1:44 on the clock here in the third.
All the adjustments right now have really favored the Saints. They've done a really good job of taking away what the Vikings wanted to do. I mean, you go back to the learning experience of just that first backdoor play where the Saints clearly got beat for a basket by Caitlin Kane. Since that point, the Saints have done a great job kind of just realizing that they knew what was coming and didn't stop it. And ever since then, the press hasn't been as big an issue. The zone hasn't been as big an issue. Marysville's tried that backdoor play and it hasn't gone anywhere. And right there you see the made free throw. Marysville always runs a free throw secondary ladder break, and the Saints were completely able to prepare for it, stopped it, wasn't an issue, and put Coach Ratchey in a position to call the timeout here. So Saints squarely in this basketball game, and it's just been really impressive to see their response.
Marysville 30, St. Clair 28. Saints have been chipping away. It should be nice to get a stop and get a chance to at least tie or take the lead. Smith with the basketball, driving on Cole. Saros with some nice help. Little drive, kick, into the corner. Oles with the basketball, gets it back up top. 21 is Walters. Tough 3 from the top, short. Oh, the Saints couldn't get after it. Offensive rebound there for 14, which is Winston. Out of bounds to St. Clair.
Saints with the possession for the first time in a long time to tie or take the lead here.
Just over a minute to go, 1:13 officially on the clock. Sky Gottler brings the basketball across. Gets it to Furlan. She has to bounce it into no man's lane. I think she was almost trying to bounce it off or out of bounds. Vikings get the basketball with a minute to go. Smith flying in there. No call with bodies flying all over the place. Gottler couldn't corral it. Ooh, almost a walk. Then almost a steal. Pure chaos here with 50 seconds to go.
Everybody's kind of back in rhythm.
Oh, big time 3 ball there for Anna Oles, her first points of the night. Make it 33-28.
A little bit of a difficult matchup there for Audrey Schindler. She was hesitant to come out on the perimeter and give up a dribble drive potentially with the faster Oles, but Oles saw the distance between the two. And as any shooter would like, with that space, hand down, man down, you got to shoot it.
Follow one on Madeline Smith. That's her second. Gottler got it into Schindler. Returns the basketball to Sky. Saros with it on the wing. Furlan cuts through. Aaron takes her dribble over to Cole. 3 ball on its way. It looks good from here, but it's long.
She had the match last time. I was wondering if she was going to go for it again.
So Vikings lead is still 5. Probably play for the last shot here with 19 seconds on the clock. Into the corner to 22. That's Hilgendorf. They swing it around here. Walters thought about it. Back to Hilgendorf. Thought about the 3. 8 on the clock. Oh, Cole almost came away with a steal. Smith with it. 4 on the clock. 3. Mid-ranger up is long. Offensive rebound, and Schindler came in. They probably could have got her with a foul if there was like some more time on the clock. But at the end of the quarter, they're probably not going to do it. So the Vikings lead is 5. It's 33-28. Pretty nice third quarter there. The Vikings with 4, 7, 10. They had 11 there in the third. The Saints with 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. So the Saints get 1 point back there in the third quarter, down 5 entering the fourth frame.
Yeah, they're going to have to win by a little bit more than 1 in the fourth frame, but like we've been saying, since that mid first quarter, beginning second quarter, it's really been all Saints. So there's no reason to believe that they can't go out there and win this one by 6 points.
Audrey Schindler has 10. That's a game high. Knock on some wood. Caitlin Kane still scoreless in the last 2 quarters. Just 6 points in the first quarter. Big-time players usually come alive in the fourth.
Very hard, sir. Very hard.
Should be a good one here on CTV. We're back with the fourth quarter after these messages.
Ace Hardware in St. Clair is your local Ace Hardware store, and it's located on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair. Ace Hardware in St. Clair now features Carhartt clothing, coats, pants, everything Carhartt. And look now, they also have the big green egg, Weber grills, and of course, all the quality Ace products you've grown to know and trust. Paint, tools, keys, everything hardware. It's all at Ace Hardware on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair.
Welcome back to CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Austin Barney with you here. Got a good old-fashioned rivalry game going here. Matt Gold action. Saints 6-4, 1-1 in the gold. Vikings 8-2, 2-0 in the gold.
This one's living up to the billing. Saints trying to prove that they belong in the top part of this league. And right now, they do look the part.
Anna Oles knocked down a 3 there near the end of the third quarter and opens up the fourth quarter with another 3.
She's on a 6-0 run, and in this basketball game, that's a huge stretch.
36-28 now. Malcolm and the Saints trying to respond. Zimmer on the wings, cutting. Sky Gottler gets the basketball. Met quickly there by Miller. Zimmer. Saros drives to her right. Zimmer fakes, going to pull up from 2, up long. Schindler waiting for it, goes out of bounds, off the hands of 21. Avery Walters and stays with the Saints.
Really like the shot fake. One dribble there by Ashland. Pretty good shot. Didn't go in, but I liked giving the first one up to get a little bit better one. It's good possession here for the Saints. Hopefully they can get another good shot, and they do.
Gottler with a huge 3.
That one's going to count for 3 and puts the Saints back in. We matched one of them. We got to get the other one back.
Saints got to get matched up. They finally do. They needed help to do it, though. Schindler had to do it. Smith open from 3, long. Zimmer had to get after it, didn't. Rebound by Walters. Smith with it again.
Shocked that Oles passed up that 3-pointer on the last possession after knocking 2 down.
Schindler's matched up with Smith right now,
giving her a lot of room.
Vikings going to swing it around. Walters takes a couple dribbles to her right, gets it over to Miller. Miller with it. Picks up her dribble, needs a little help. Kane with it, goes off of her knee out of bounds, so going to stay here with Marysville.
Gottler tried to swipe it away and kind of backhanded it out of bounds there. That was a good call by the official. Got to watch 13 coming to the corner here.
Kane with it up top, guarded by Malcolm, cuts her off. They get it to the high post. Walters into the corner. Oles with the basketball, guarded by Saros. Oles corner, Smith fakes, drives, going to go up with it. Saros has been a menace on defense. Oh, and they get it with a travel. That's unfortunate considering the effort.
Fell to the floor, didn't get rewarded for the hustle. I gotta be honest, I think you can go to the ground with the ball. I didn't think you could get up, so I'm a little confused by the call, but nonetheless,
I've seen that a lot
I'm
lately.
not going to change it.
Miller with a tough 3. That's up and good. Kara Miller with a 3, and that's going to cause an immediate timeout here.
It was Coach Ratchie that took the timeout, so I don't know what the adjustment is for him coming off the 3. He may want to do something defensively to try and stall the Saints a bit. But a big turn of events there as the Saints looked like they had gotten a stop, had the possession of the basketball, unfortunately turned it over, and it turned into a 3-point shot for Kara Miller. However, each time the Vikings have hit a 3, the Saints have come down and found a way to get one of their own. So no worries yet. You got to come down here, get some kind of good shot in a bucket. You'll be right back where you started.
We got all 3-pointers so far in the fourth quarter. Anna Oles and Kara Miller with 3s for the Vikings, and Sky Gottler with 1 for the Saints. 8-point lead, 39-31, 6:10 is what is on the clock here. The Saints have absolutely done a good job fighting. They'll look back, even if this game is tight, no matter the result, and they'll look back on that first quarter and just wish that fight was maybe there to begin with. Because honestly, if that fight was there, the equivalent as the second and third quarter, we'd have ourselves an extremely tight game.
Yeah, and that's something that we talked about from the outset that you can learn from. They're trying to convince that it was a travel. That was the play before the 3. If you want to give the 3 back, they're going to discuss this, but going back to this, Okay, they're just discussing if she has the lane. Going back to that, the Saints, they can learn from that and how to come out strong and what a slow start can cost you, you know. But at the same time, I think if you're Coach Pietrzakowski, you want to be talking about that and say, imagine what would have happened. You know, we won the game. Imagine what it would have looked like if we'd have played like ourselves the first quarter.
The ball goes off the hands of Ashlyn Zimmer to the Vikings. 5:57 to go here.
Saints go back to the pressure with Gottler. Like that, Malcolm's done an excellent job on Caitlin Kane all night.
Kane has the basketball, gets it over to Miller. Miller swings it around to Smith. Back up top to Oles. Gets it back to Kane. Cutting. Inside there is Smith. Smith goes up with one of those tough shots. This time it doesn't go. That might have been the easiest of the 3 circus shots we've seen her take.
No doubt.
Saros going to try to do it all by herself. She's cut off and traveled. Got herself in a tough spot running full speed.
She would have been better off going up to the rim. She got all the way there, then got too deep. I think you could have gotten a foul call, but since you stopped, they're not going to give it to you, especially at this point in the game.
Vikings get it in. Miller has it. She's going to be met by Schindler. Kicks it across. 3 on its way is no good. Vikings with an offensive rebound by Miller.
Big second possession here for the Vikings. Saints need a rebound.
Just swing it back around. Oles to Kane. Kane looking for Miller. Gets it there. She's wide open from the top for 3. Shot is up and good.
Miller's come on, made a couple of big buckets.
3 threes in the second half. 2 of them here in the fourth. She's got 9. Saros with it. Malcolm up top. They try to force it into Schindler. It's turned over there, and then Schindler picks up a foul.
Saints now down 11. I think they're starting to press a little bit. Just trying to go a little bit too fast. When you speed up, sometimes your decision-making process isn't as good, and you don't get the shots that you're getting before. It's nice to see the Saints kind of turn corners and get themselves to the rim. That's really what worked so well in the second and third quarter was girls dribble driving in, and you know, if they made it, great, and if they didn't, Schindler was able to have some success. Feeding it directly into Schindler really hasn't been successful. The Vikings have done a good job of denying her. So got to get the guards to turn the corner, and if they're blocked off, maybe Schindler either cleans it up or kicks it out and gets some three-point looks for Maddie Cole, who's shown to be capable of hitting them. Sky Gottler certainly can get the shooters involved for the Saints.
It was 22-16 at the half, so Marysville has 20 so far in the second half already after a 22-point first half. St. Clair with 15. So both teams are already almost meeting their first half scoring with 5 minutes to go here in the fourth. All 3 balls from both teams. Miller with 2, Oles with 1, and Sky Gottler the only scoring for the Saints so far here in the fourth. Schindler had an outstanding first half, had 8, 6 in the second, just 2 there in the third, and obviously scoreless so far here in the fourth. We kind of were joking about it, but it's like you don't want to miss shots, but she's done such a good job cleaning it up. You almost hope for that to happen again.
Yeah, it's been better than the direct entry pass, as I just said. Those have been denied and blocked away, but the missed shots, you know, you kind of chuck and chase, and Schindler's found some success with that. It's hard to rely on that from a coaching perspective, but if you just get your guards running to the rim, right now with an 11-point deficit with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, you might just want to try it, see if it sticks. Might see some trapping here come from the Vikings, try to square this away.
Malcolm picked it up, got it to Gottler. She bounces it over. It was knocked out of bounds there by Megan Winston. 4:35 on the clock. Marysville 42, St. Clair 31. Sky going to try to trigger this one inbounds to a teammate. Finds Peyton Malcolm pretty easily. She's out there with Cole, Schindler, Saros. Foul here. I believe they're going to get Miller.
I could see Coach Pietrzakowski begging them to move the ball, and he's getting frustrated with the spin cycle. The Saints have gone to the right, to the right, to the right, and they're not swinging the ball, making that defense work.
So they got Oles there with the foul. My fault on that one. Vikings going to bring it back. Kane with the basketball. Miller with it now, heading towards the halfway point of the fourth quarter on CTV. Kane takes a screen, goes around. Miller, nice little play there. Get it back to the screener. Kane going to gather, guarded by Malcolm, who's done, as you mentioned, an outstanding job defensively. Tough shot here from Kane is no good. Tries to go after it, but Schindler's there. Kane steals it away. And they're going to get a St. Clair foul trying to get it back.
Another good possession for the Saints. Cleaned it up and were able to get a rebound and got to protect the basketball and outlet it. And we got issues.
The Saints were trying to get a sub.
And Paris Henderson walked onto the court without being welcomed in by the officials. To see how they handle that. Typically, you'd get a horn there at the table. None of that happened. But the officials are ultimately the ones who decide to bring the player in.
So I think that's probably what they're discussing. I mean, it's very clear that none of them saw.
The officials also now can take liberties with this and give the Saints a technical foul for having too many players participating on the floor. Ultimately, the decision on an official to bring a player in is up to them, and if they do not do it, it's a technical foul.
They're doing that. Based off of Coach Pietrzakowski's reaction. Yep, and the Ryan Ratsey gets to pick a shooter here. That's exactly what happened. It's a good call on your part, but a bad, unfortunate situation.
I could see the misfortune, and I can understand Pietrzakowski's disappointment.
I think they might have got Coach Pietrzakowski as well.
Well, at this point, he's frustrated because I think from his perspective, where this begins and ends is the fact that an official's mechanic is to look to the table at each time and make sure you get your subs in, and they did not do that. Now, from a coaching perspective, you got to instruct your kid not to go onto the court unless you're subbed in, but it's so common that they did not. I don't think they gave him the technical foul.
Yeah.
It does seem that they didn't forego a technical foul.
And now they're trying to get Henderson back. And they do get her in. Schindler going to go to the bench here. So 3:56 on the clock.
A little bit of fireworks for everybody at home. Just trying to make a substitution. It doesn't have to be that difficult. It's just basketball.
12-point St. Clair deficit. Miller with the basketball, guarded by Sky Gottler.
Backdoor play. Good job again by Peyton Malcolm.
Henderson was defending there. Kane with a three up, rolls around, no good. Gottler was after it. Cole's after it. Does a good job of staying in bounds. Throws it off the feet of a Viking out of bounds. Good job by Maddie Cole.
Good awareness by Maddie Cole. Got impromptu trapped off the rebound. Knocked it off her foot. Gets the Saints the possession. Saints in dire need of a big bucket, though. 12-point lead. This feels like a lot right now.
Malcolm gets it over to Cole. She's up on the high wing. Gets it to Henderson. Takes a couple dribbles, backing down her defender on the baseline. Cole with it. Gathers. Malcolm. Takes a couple dribbles. Gets to her right. Gottler three. This would be huge. Good.
Had to have it.
6 for Gottler in the fourth. Both on threes. Saints put the pressure on. They're down 12. Gottler with a steal.
Down 9 here.
Down 9. My fault. I didn't change the scoreboard quickly. Kane spins. Carried it.
She absolutely did. The tough night continues for Caitlin Kane. I've been so impressed with the Saints, the ability to just kind of keep her at bay. I mean, there's 3 minutes left, regardless of what she does for the rest of this game. Just big credit to Peyton Malcolm's just done an outstanding job on her all night. She's likely the MAC Player of the Year, and she hasn't been able to make much noise since the first quarter.
Cole with a tough shot was missed. 43-34, Marysville on top. 2:40 to go in the fourth on CTV. Miller with it. Kane with a little half screen going through. Miller then takes another screen, picks up her dribble, going to get it in the corner there to 21. That's Walters. Cole defending on her. Walters, one dribble back up top. Vikings are going to be extremely patient with it. Kane goes up with a three and knocks it down. It was only a matter of time.
Blame me. You heard him.
4 in the fourth. Got it. Maybe saw the ball go through the rim there on that free throw. Cole goes up tough, no good. Rebounded away here by Marysville. A tough one. Ball on the deck into the hands of Miller. 46-34. Vikings get it ahead. Easy bucket there. Oh, they do get it to go.
Good share there on the transition play by Winston. Gets it to Oles for the easy bucket.
48-34, the minute 50 to go here in the fourth. Malcolm needs help. She picked up her dribble. Gets it over to Gottler. Almost stolen away, but a foul instead against Miller.
Viking foul charge number 34.
Furlan going to check into the game. Gottler going to go out. Oh, excuse me. Saros going to go out. Gottler going to inbound. That was a nice clean sub.
Can be done.
They get the basketball in. Peyton Malcolm with it. Furlan. Little zone here from the Vikings. Malcolm was in trouble. They're going to get a foul here, though, instead on number 12. That's Madeline Smith. I believe that's her third. By the way, failed to mention earlier, I believe I found the mystery foul. It was on Audrey Schindler.
Got it.
I had her down for 2. They announced her as 4 on her last foul. She's on the bench, so technically speaking right now, it's not a factor for a foul-out situation, but she's on the bench maybe because of that.
Could be that. I think you're getting to the point now as well. You got a deficit of 14 points. You really, 2-pointers aren't going to help you a ton. So you got to have people out there that can shoot. Marysville knows that as well.
Good point.
And they've got Smalls out playing a zone just to try to keep, if you want something on the interior, it's just going to take you longer to get into the game.
True. Good point. 48-34. Heading towards a minute to go. 3-ball up, no good. Rebounded there by Furlander to get a nice job of position, but Kane comes up with one and scores.
But you are giving something up with her not on the floor, and that's rebounding and a presence on shots like that. Kane hasn't been able to make them because you had that 6-foot-plus person in the way, and now Marysville's kind of having their way.
And Kane going to come away with it, go up. Furlan going to be called for the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot 2.
St. Paul charge number 11.
48 seconds to go, and now a 16-point deficit. This fourth quarter got a little bit away from the Saints, and Coach Pietrzakowski is making substitutions, and there is another issue with the substitutions because we're shooting 2, and the girls tried to come onto the floor. So, hey, something small that they can talk about and fix as a team. But they'll be welcomed in. It looks like Alexa Vickers, Emma Schindler, and Brooke Grazia perhaps coming in for the Saints. But as I kind of was leading with, the 17-point deficit, I don't think it's a true reflection of how this game was played, especially in the meat and potatoes of it in the middle. Plenty of things that the Saints can learn from. And then if you kind of parcel it away and say, if we're going to be the best team that we can possibly be, it's going to be that middle 2 quarters. That's who we can be. And good, experienced championship teams like the Vikings are, and Coach Ratzy's kind of taken multiple teams to those heights, and they're there right now. You can learn from how they started and finished this basketball game if you're the Saints.
Henderson inside to Schindler. She goes up and good. First points in her first action of the night for Emma Schindler.
She wasn't in the game for 10 seconds and got a bucket. Good for her.
32 seconds on the clock. Marysville 52, St. Clair 36. Miller goes to the bench for the Vikings. Checking in for Marysville is number 10, Renee Peary. Grazia with the basketball. Dribbles it around. 20 seconds to go. Try to get over to Henderson. Ball goes out of bounds to Marysville.
Overall impressions from this basketball game. It's tough to lose the basketball game. That's certainly, not necessarily in the moral victories, but I was really impressed with the adjustments that Coach Pietrzakowski made. The preparation for the game was clear and obvious. I think at the end it just came down to Vikings made some critical threes there in some big spots, and the Saints just weren't able to capitalize when they needed to and answer. But lots of good things to take away from this basketball game.
1 on the clock. Time going to expire here before the Vikings can add on. In the end, it's going to be Marysville 52, St. Clair 36. Man, bookend quarters there from the Vikings. First quarter, they were on fire. Fourth quarter, they closed in a flurry, like you mentioned. The second and third quarter, really, quite frankly, I think they belong to the Saints.
Saints won those. The Saints won 2 quarters of the basketball game. Unfortunately, the Vikings won theirs by more in the first and fourth. And that fourth quarter, I think, was a lesson in poise and kind of how to finish and close. So there may be another opportunity that St. Clair, will play Marysville and be better for having had this happen on the court tonight. So
Tallying up our scoring here. Going to be joined by a Lady Saint
Looks
here.
like Peyton Malcolm's going to come and tell you how in the heck she was able to keep Caitlin Kane at bay all night, and she deserves all the credit in the world.
We'll be joined by Peyton Malcolm here shortly. Going to go over the scoring real quick. We mentioned it. A couple threes in the fourth from Sky Gottler. She ends up with 9. The team high for the Saints is Audrey Schindler with 10. Caitlin Kane comes alive after a scoreless second and third quarter. She had 6 in the first, 0 in the second, 0 in the third. She ends up with 8 points in the fourth quarter to give her a game high of 14. The Marysville Vikings were spread out pretty evenly outside of Kara Miller's 9, all on 3 threes in the second half. Brad, nicely done.
Thanks for having me.
Your headset over here to Peyton Malcolm, who's going to join us after these messages on CTV.
I'm Dr. Lee Bacheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
Welcome back to CTV. Tom Brenner, proud to be joined now by Peyton Malcolm, who had an outstanding game. Saints, with a great second and third quarter, got themselves back in the game. It ends with a 52-36 loss. But Peyton, talk about what you saw or what you thought the difference was between that second and third quarter versus a little bit of a tougher first quarter for your team.
I think we came out scared in the first quarter almost, but we came back with better defense in the second and more shooting. And I think that helped us out. We also had more rebounds in the second and third quarter, so that really helped us.
Brad Robbins, who joined me on the broadcast, he was very complimentary throughout. We had talked about it. Even Coach Pete Strakowski talked about Caitlin Kane leading into the broadcast and how she is one of the premier players in our area. You, lucky enough, were assigned the task of guarding her. How tough did she make it for you? Because you did an outstanding job of keeping her scoreless in the second and third quarter.
She definitely made it tough. She was moving a lot, and she's definitely stronger than me, so that did not help. But I don't know. I think I made it work. We worked on it in practice, and Petro helped me out with that. So.
Looking ahead here on the road ahead, going to be home against Fitz, going to hit the road against Roseville, and then home against Marine City. I'd imagine that Marine City game has everybody's attention. What are you and your team looking forward to in the next week?
We're looking forward to some tough competition. We want to see how we can compete in our division, and we think that we can do well. And I'm hoping that we do well. Last year we had a couple hard games with Fitz and Roseville and Marine City. It's always close, so those are always fun games.
Peyton Malcolm with 4 points, but I think that as Brad and I were talking about throughout the broadcast, did a great job on Caitlin Kane. The Saints did a great job of fighting back in the second and third quarter. I'm sure you guys learned a lot about your team, a lot of good things to take forward into the future. Goals are still alive. Nice job tonight here on the court, and nice job up here in your post-game interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us here on CTV. Marysville 52, St. Clair 36. We'll see you next time on CTV.
East China High School sports have been brought to you by Ascension River District Hospital, along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware in La Mache, the Murphy Inn, and CTV.